Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials there, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time in the exam room on exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really fab, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And so now we're going to make a start on the 2015 Grade 1 past paper, paper C. So if you turn with me to page 9, we can make a start on that. I always recommend that you have a go of these questions on your own first of all, or maybe just listen to the first part of the explanation and then press pause and try it on your own. It's much better to learn by your mistakes. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, always write in pencil. I use a mechanical pencil just to keep it nice and sharp, and make sure you've got an eraser to hand, and also you'll need a ruler, and then you're all ready to go. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this, and so let's have a look at this first question together. Question 1 asks us to add the missing bar lines to these two melodies. So we've got two separate time signatures. We're going to have to work out the bar lines to different note value bars full of different note values each time. So don't just presume it carries on and make that mistake there. They give you the first bar line in each case. And so in this first example, we're counting 2 crotchet beats or 2 quarter notes per bar. We've got 1 crotchet beat or 1 quarter note here, and then we've got a 1 beat rest as well, so 1 plus 1 makes 2, there's our bar line. And if we carry on in that way, we've got a half a beat and a half a beat, which added together gives us 1. There's another 1 beat, so there's our bar line. Every 2 beats we need a bar line. We've got a half plus a half makes 1, there's another 1, so there's our second beat, so bar line. There's 1 beat. Now here we've got a half a beat with a dot, half a beat plus half as much again, it makes 3 quarters. If it is that you find that difficult to comprehend, if like me maths isn't your strong point, I always visualise. There's a full beat, we've got a half a beat there. The dot after it makes another half of that, so there's a half of a half, which is a quarter. So we've got 3 quarters altogether, and then here we've got a remaining quarter of a beat. So added together, they will make 1 beat. And also, if you remember the rule that we beam in units of 1 beat as well, so we could just at a glance think 1 beat, job done. There we go. And then we've got a 1 beat and a 1 beat rest. 1 add 1 is 2. There's our double bar line, so we know we've not gone wrong. Now the next one is in common time, which also can be thought of as 4 over 4. We're looking for 4 crotchet beats or 4 quarter notes per bar. So the bars in this one are going to be twice as long. So we've got a 1 beat rest, 1, 2, 3, 4 bar line. So let's carry on adding up to 4. 1, 2, 3, and then half plus a half gives another 1. There's our 4. Now here we got a 2 beat note with a dot. If you remember, a dot after a note makes it half as long again. So 2 plus half of 2, which is 1, is 3. So that's a 3 beat note plus a 1 beat note here. That makes 4. And then that leaves us a 4 beat note in the last bar, so we know that's correct. We've not gone wrong. Now looking ahead at this next question, this is no longer part of the 2018 onwards theory papers. The revised exam syllabus no longer has the 2-bar rhythms on the question paper. By all means, I would suggest in your music theory and practice workbook to work through a few of these, just as a little bit of revision on counting and filling the correct number of beats per bar, and also correctly beaming those beats notes. But for this exam purpose, you don't need to answer this question anymore, and so we'll skip ahead to the next question. So if you turn the page with me, so moving on to page 10, and we'll just crack on with question 3, which is naming intervals. So it says after each higher note, we need to name the melodic interval. We always count from the bottom note up. The notes come after each other because it's a melodic interval, like a melody where they come one after another, unlike a harmonic interval where they come together like a chord or a harmony. But the principle remains the same. We're just counting up the steps. We count up this ladder system of the stave, these lines and spaces. And the only way you can perhaps go wrong here is to forget to count the first degree of your scale, number 1. So you have to count the given note first. In this case it's C, we're in C major, so we're counting from C up the scale all the time. And we want to count 1, 2, 3, space, line, space. And so if you forget to count that first, that's perhaps the only way you can get this wrong. And so let's move on and try these. So now we don't need to name them, we need to create them. They've given us the number, and so we need to now count up the steps up this system of stave and just count up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 takes us just under an octave, so we've gone from C to B. Alternatively, you could think up the scale C, D, E, F, G, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know you're writing up to a B. So you can either count up the system or just visualise those notes stepped up the scale. So let's create this next one. So we've got 1 is C, 2 is D, 3 is E, 4 is F. There we go. So an octave, of course, is from C to C, but we'll just count it to be absolutely sure we don't end up jumping too many octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to this C here. Carrying on. It doesn't matter that we're jumping from treble to bass, we're always just counting up the steps, the lines and the spaces. So we're starting from bottom C and the bass clef, but the principle remains the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the line. And then a second, 1 is the space, C, next door note D is the second degree of the scale. There we go, so that's question 3 completed. We'll move on to the next question. So question 4 asks us to name the major keys as shown by these key signatures. We're swapping clefs, but really that doesn't matter because we know when there's one flat it's always B flats, when there's one sharp it's always F sharps. If you're not sure though, you can count up and work the notes out. The first answer is given, so it's showing us how they want us to answer that question. So we know that C major has no sharps or flats. If it helps you, you could always just jot down your key signatures before you even start the exam paper, just so you've done all that thinking in one go, and then you could just refer to that each time you need it. So we know that F major has B flats. Good boys, that's a B flat. One flat is always B flats, so that must be F major. Here we have one sharp, which is always F sharps. Every good boy deserves football, F sharps. And we know that G major has F sharps. You've just got to revise these key signatures. There's only a few. So now we have two sharps and it's always F sharp first, plus the second one, which is C sharp. So it's always F sharps and C sharps. And we know that that's the key signature for D major. Again, we've got a key signature of one sharp, so it has to be G major. The fact that it's in the bass clef doesn't change anything. So we know that this is an F sharp. If you double check that, good boys deserve football. And F sharp is always the key signature for G major. And again, we've already answered this. The fact that it's changed clef doesn't matter. 2 sharps is always F sharps and C sharps, which means we must be in D major. And if you just work that out, good boys deserve football, F, and then all cows eat grass, all cows, C sharp. But in a sense, you could even answer that without even working out what the sharps are. 2 sharps always means D major. There we go, and that's that question completed. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that you're enjoying this. I hope that you're finding it helpful. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. Please do go to sharonbill.com and make use of all of the information and resource that's available to help you there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. And then I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.